Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, and today we will be taking the Murloc Shock deck through its paces. Now, if you don't know, this is actually one of the first decks that I did a spotlight of, but I wasn't running the Paces series initially, so I decided now would be a good time to sort of revisit some of those early decks and play some games with them, see how they go. So this Murloc Shock deck, this is a hyper-aggressive version of a Murloc deck, utilizing things like Wind Fury, Rock Butter Weapon, and Bloodlust here from the Shaman. Not really the opening hand I want, as great as old Merc Guy is, and Earth Shock and Wind Fury. I want an opening hand that's got like a turn 1 or turn 2 drop, of which the deck has a few, and unfortunately my mulligan drew into none of those. We do have the Murloc War Leader, and we actually just picked up the Coalites here. Again, all this stuff's great, but it's really good to get a turn 1 or 2, and unfortunately that's not the case this game. And turn 2 here, we're gonna go ahead and drop down a Totem. We get the Spell Power one, which helps with things like Earth Shock. Biggest reason I have Earth Shock in the deck though is for silencing, not so much the damage. But you know, a little extra damage isn't a bad thing, of course. Now we could War Leader, or we could Oracle. If I War Leader, I worry about him removing it. I might actually just go with the Oracle right now. Now, we do get him to draw into cards as well, but big thing for me is trying to draw into some more Murlocs, which I didn't really get. I got the Lava Burst and another Oracle. But next turn, we can War Leader, pump him up, and attack with that. Let's see, Innervate here, which brings him up to 5. Let's see what he does. An Abomination. That's going to be prime target here for the Lava Burst. And actually, the other thing, we could just Hex it. Yeah, why don't we do that? We're just gonna Hex that. And then go like that. The other option would have been an Earth Shock too, but rather make him nice and tiny. Okay, let's go ahead and pass the turn. That's fine. That worked out all right, actually. All right, so next turn we're gonna have 5, which allows us to Totem plus a War Leader if we want. Oh my gosh, what is up with these guys playing all this stuff? Am I gonna do a Lava Burst to get through him now? Well, if I do the War Leader, that becomes 4 damage to him. Not quite enough. Well, I could War Leader plus Earth Shock.
What to do?
Or I can just do this and hold off. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna call down a Totem, and we're gonna hit for 2. Now, unfortunately, next turn we're only gonna have 4 resource, so I could do War Leader plus Earth Shock if need be to get through a taunt. I keep wanting to play this, but I can't believe this is gonna happen. This is so funny. Just this constant back and forth, kind of humorous. Okay, so here's the deal. We want to kill that. We're gonna go like this. Pump him up. We are going to... Yeah, we're gonna go with this. And because I don't want him killing this guy off, we're actually gonna trade this right here. Because I want this guy to live, if at all possible. Hopefully he doesn't have removal for him. Next turn with 7 resource, we get a bunch of Murlocs we'll be able to play, which will be ridiculous. If he just lives for this turn, which he does not. He does not live for the turn. How sad. Worst things have happened though. Next turn we've still got a big old Murloc surprise coming down. And they're gonna have a lot of toughness. So we're gonna be sitting on 7 resource. And yep, it's gonna work out perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go Tidecaller first. And follow that up with the Double Seer. He gets a pumped up attack every Murloc that comes into play. The Double Seer pumps up their health. The first Seer that goes down, unfortunately, does not get that benefit. But the other ones do. And we have Wind Fury that we could potentially drop next turn. We could do, for example, Oracle. Play another low-cast Murloc, pump him up, then Wind Fury him. We're going to be able to hit for a lot next turn. We still have the Lava Burst for target removal. We've got the Earth Shock to get rid of any taunts if need be. And there's the Force of Nature. He's gonna do 3 2/2s with charge, and he's using it all to kill the 1? Yes, he is. Okay. That's okay, actually. That's not the worst of things, you know? It's not the worst of things. We're gonna go Oracle. Okay. Draw some. Ooh, Bloodlust. We just need one more turn, really. And then it's kind of hilarious. But right now, I want to hit with as much as we can. So we go like this. And then there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
My hand is too full.
And he loses cards because his hand is full. I was actually kind of hoping if he played that 8/8 taunt, it would have been amazing because I could have just Earth Shocked it and then it would have been sitting pretty. Let's see if he has mass removal here. There it is, the Starfall. 2 damage across the board. Not enough to kill everything. Actually only killing one of my Murlocs there. But he could still have additional damage. Here's a coin. And for a second 4, does he have... What does he have?
I must
Keeper of the Grove for 2 damage to him. Okay. Let's see here. What to do now this turn. We've got, so we go 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 9. All right, so this is gonna be 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 17, 18. I can do 18 damage this turn. Okay, you guys ready? I'm pretty sure I have my numbers right. And then we could finish them off with, okay, here we go. This is the deal. That, 5, 6, yeah, we have enough.
Well played.
Wind Fury. Bloodlust. Okay, that's 16. Plus the 5. Oh, yeah, that's, wow. Yeah, that's, okay. That was kind of crazy, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, let's just give this one moment before we queue back up, as we don't want to face the same opponent in multiple games in a row. So that actually worked out pretty well, that game. Off to a little bit of a slower start than you would like. So the big disadvantage for this deck, if I haven't already mentioned this, when you play against a Druid, a Rogue, or a Mage, they've got that nice early removal in their hero power. You also, of course, worry about mass removal, but you can sort of offset that a little bit with like the War Leader. And actually, wow, we're playing against a Rogue here. I think Rogue is probably the toughest matchup for this deck. We're gonna keep our early games, and wow, this is a super early game. So I think Rogue is the toughest matchup for this deck, and I'll tell you why in just 1 second. Hopefully he doesn't have a turn 1 coin plus Defias. Okay, thank the Lord. That's the worst opener to deal with. It is the most frustrating thing. Yeah, next turn we can go that guy. Plus 1 of those. So the problem is he can pick these guys off, and the Rogue has so much to deal with a Murloc deck. Backstab, Eviscerate, Shiv, the hero power, just so much. It is, look at that, there's the opening backstab. You see what I'm talking about? He's just got so much to mess up my plays that it's just incredibly frustrating, to be honest with you. Instead of opening up with this, I'm actually thinking of going Oracle first. Nah, let's just, I guess we could just do this. Let's do this. Okay. And then next turn, we're gonna have 3, potentially 4, so we could do double Oracle plus a Flame Tongue Totem. But, you know, he can weapon, get rid of a creature, and just attack one of my creature. In fact, he just played one of these guys. He's gonna backstab. And now I'm not even gonna be able to touch this. And he can trade this. Oh, he decides to let it live, okay. That might end up that was kind of a mistake, because I'm gonna be able to get rid of his Adventurer now. Which he definitely did not want me to do. And I'm actually gonna go with this. And I'm gonna hold off on playing, the Totem. So we're gonna trade that. And then we go with the Tidehunter. Okay. So we kind of made a mistake. He should have gotten rid of my creatures instead of just swinging me for the 3 damage. The 3 damage wasn't worth it. Getting rid of one of these is much more valuable. But again, look at this. He can pick off any one of these guys. They're all 1 health. It's just so easy for him to deal with Murlocs. And that's why I think the Rogue could easily be the toughest matchup. He can pick off another guy here, and he just had the damage to pick something off again. And there, look at that. So he just You know, what? Nothing for me to do there. Absolutely nothing for me to do. I'm super happy that he played it again because I'll be able to kill it. But he's getting rid of this next turn anyways, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, so here we go with this. And then I trade that because I don't want it to live anymore. But I'm still not, you know, necessarily in a great position either. I only have 2 cards. He only has 2 cards. I got a couple things on the board. There's so much removal. It's so terrifying playing against a rogue deck with this particular iteration of a Murloc deck. So he can only go into my taunt right now unless he backstabs that first. It's going to be Eviscerate instead for the 2 damage. And now he can attack into my totem, which he will. And he's going to be able to kill that off next turn. Now I really don't have much at this point. I think we're just going to go with the Oracle. I know he gets to draw cards as well, but I need to do something here. And we need Murlocs in play. Next turn could be pretty awesome with the old Murkai or the War Leader, depending on how much he picks off. But again, you know, he gets the advantage. I still think the Cold Oracle is good in this deck, though, because it's nice to be able to pull into those extra Murlocs and, you know, potentially another War Leader or old Murkai, both of which are good. All right, so he's going to Shiv here to get rid of that. Still has 5 resources with which to work. He can do this to trade, take care of my creature. He takes 2 in the process. And then that's that. Okay. So this turn I could Old Murkai plus a totem. I could save my War Leader. I think we'll do that. We're gonna Old Murkai, totem, and then War Leader will be next turn. Swing for 5 right now. So getting the old Murkai in first, I can follow it up with War Leader, and then turn after I could Bloodlust. Or I could Bloodlust next turn, which would be 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
I got the best deals anywhere.
He's playing that. Let's see what he has for spells to trigger it. No spells. He's actually going to weapon up and get rid of my 2/2. He could have backstabs. He could have conceal. He could have shadow step. Shadow step wouldn't make sense at this point, but okay, here we go. So this is what I think we will do. Well, you know what? I don't want to lose him. I wouldn't if I did that, but then I would next turn. Let's go like this. I'm just gonna swing him with the 6, and if he wants to trade that next turn, he can. Or if I get rid of it, this puts him at 11. I've got the Bloodlust. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. We'll see what happens this turn, though. He might clear my board. So the danger in what I just did is that he's got draw off of all the spells he's going to be playing. So he could draw into something to mess up my day. But he's got the 8 mana to work with, so we'll see how much. So there's 2 for the sap, bringing this guy back. Draws a card. He's got 6 left. He can get rid of my War Leader with the trade, or it's not really a trade, but he's gonna play the Questing Adventurer first. He's gonna sap the War Leader, drawing into a card, but he is pretty much all out. And now he can get rid of this without a loss. And there, a Sinister Strike to me directly. Drawing a card. Ugh. Okay. Well, actually, 6, 9. That's 9 damage. Not enough. Wait, 3, 6. Yeah, that would be 9 damage. Not enough. I'm thinking the Wind Fury plus Bloodlust, but not enough damage. So here we go. All right. This is going to be a pretty big turn. Well, all he really needs to do is start trading. You know, looking back on it, I should just get rid of this. Should have just gotten rid of the auctioneer. He's got huge card draw potential with that, and he's been able to pick off my creatures in the process. There's an Illithid Storm Rage. He needs to kill off 2 of my creatures, or else. Preparation, making his next thing cost 2 less, also getting a creature in play, pumping up his Adventurer. He is going to do something. Is he shadow stepping that? What is he doing? He's gonna Cold Blood. Ooh. So he draws a card, gets more. 7, 11. He's gonna Preparation, pumping him up again, drawing another card. This is taking forever.
Hope you like my invention.
Start picking off my creatures, dude. There you go. The head crack. And nope, that was the wrong choice. All right, well, he lost the game because he screwed up. So that's too bad for him. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, there we go. Well, I mean, I guess a win's a win. I feel kind of cheap about it, though, because he lost because he messed up. But hey, victory is victory. So yeah, in hindsight, I should have absolutely gotten rid of his auctioneer. I was really just thinking I was going to win next turn, but I guess that was sort of silly of me to assume that. Knowing the card draw that he was going to have, you know, the card draw potential that he had with that thing in play, and you know, that's just what a rogue does. So many low casting cost cards, you just cycle through your deck. It's absolutely crazy. All right, let's see who we're going to play against here. Which particular hero? It's going to be a druid. Okay, playing against Nemex. All right, so like the rogue, the druid does have some early game stuff that can help him deal with my Murlocs. Ugh, yuck, that's kind of the worst. This is not a good opener for me at all in terms of my cards.
Greetings, friend.
I mean, you only really want to play the War Leader when you have other Murlocs in play, so not having any of the Murlocs here. Ooh, you know what? We could turn 1 Tidehunter. But then what's our turn 2 play? A Wind Fury? He gets rid of the 2/1. That's stupid. Yeah, we're not going to do that. And the turn. Next turn, we'll put down the Tidehunter. Followed up by the War Leader. The turn after. Okay, so again, the hero power, able to do small damage early on, really helps the druid pick off my Murlocs. And could make this an incredibly frustrating game. So unless he plays a taunt creature this turn, his best move is to kill this 2/1. Because next turn, the War Leader's coming down, which will pump these guys up, make them that much harder to kill, and be significantly more damage. It'd actually be 7 damage next turn if he doesn't kill one of these. So there it is. He's gonna weapon up, he's gonna kill the 2/1. There you go. That is the good move, the proper move, the correct move. We're doing a Rockbiter weapon, not bad. Want to save that though for a turn that we can Wind Fury a guy. To give at least 6 extra damage there. And now, turn 4. What does he have? Now we've got the Hex, so if he plays anything really threatening, we can make it a lot less threatening. Oh, here's direct removal. There's the Wrath. That's a huge bummer. And then he claws and gets rid of my creature. What'd I say? It's so, you know, it wasn't a mistake. Don't be an idiot. No, it wasn't a mistake. It's just, or maybe he meant that was a mistake for his thing, because all he had to do was shapeshift. Okay, so this turn, let's go with Raider. Flame Tongue, if he wants to walk into this, he can. You know what I mean? If he wants to do that, he can. It still wouldn't matter, you know, he'll only end up taking 2 damage because he gets the armor every time he shapeshifts. So he kind of should, unless he's got direct damage for this thing. If he doesn't, we've got a Wind Fury or Rockbiter weapon coming his way next turn. Because really, right now, I don't have a lot of good plays. So he's gonna swipe this, get rid of both my creatures at the same time. And then it's my turn. And I've got nothing going on, so we just totem. And pass it over his way. Double Rockbiter weapon plus Wind Fury. We're looking at 14 damage. If we could Bloodlust the same turn, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's not nothing we can do until turn 9. But if we could, that's kind of crazy. 2 extra crystals. What the hell is he playing? Probably something that's going to get hexed. Absolutely. Hex it is. He's kind of pointless right now. You know what I mean? I've got no other Murlocs for him to pump up. He dies. Well, actually, he would live for a turn. Nah, we're gonna hold him. Because if he has mass removal, I don't want to lose this guy too. I think the Druid has just the 1 mass removal spell. It's either 5 damage or like 2 damage, 5 damage to a target or 2 damage across the board. He's gonna Keeper of the Grove, dealing 2 damage. He's gonna pick off my 1/1 then. So, I mean, there's like nothing I can do. Every time I play a creature, he just can keep picking it off because my guys are so tiny and insignificant. I guess at this point, the Hex isn't really necessary. What if he's got something much worse than that, you know? Let's do it. I'd love to swing. I'd love to go my double Rockbiter weapon Wind Fury turn. Next turn we could even Bloodlust it too. If he doesn't kill any of my creatures this turn, we could do a lot of damage next turn. It's not fatal though, so it's gonna be 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 6, 13. Then the Wind Fury on the 7, so it's another 7, so it's 20 damage. Not enough for a kill. He's got his 4/4 now. It's been a really terrible game in terms of my draws. I've not been getting Murlocs. Okay, here we go. Oracle. Nice, the Seer and an old Murkai. Let's go with the Seer. We can old Murkai next turn. Okay. I kind of like that. Next turn could be kind of hilarious. If he does not have mass removal right now, next turn will be incredibly painful for him. He can kill through my taunt and then get rid of one of my guys with his 4/4. He's got plenty of in his hand and a full 10. Okay, that doesn't help him for next turn. Except for the card draw, I guess. What else does he have? What's the 5? Mass removal, there it is, 2 damage across the board. Ah, the spell power. 4 damage across the board. All right. We go with this. We go... Like this. And
Well played.
then, no, not really. Well, actually, we can go. We can rock biter weapon, but that's not. So let's I guess we're just gonna trade. And then I'd like to silence him. That doesn't really matter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is kind of a wash. Gonna end the turn. I want to save this in case he plays a taunt, basically, but I don't think it matters at this point. He's gonna kill this with that. He's still got all. There's a Starfall, 2 damage across the board, 3 damage because of this spell power. That wouldn't have mattered, even if I Earth Shock that, wouldn't have made a difference. And this looks like it is going to be a definite loss. In fact, there's pretty much no question about it. There's a 2/2 taunt. That's nice. Wish it could attack this turn. An 0/2 taunt, rather. Yeah, so the game went on for a long time. Our draws were kind of terrible. We barely drew any Murlocs this game. Just a lot of the auxiliary support stuff, you know? And yeah, just kind of terrible, kind of a bad game for us. And there is the loss. Well, it took a long time, but it finally happened. And I guess that'll do it. I think that's gonna wrap up this video. So thanks so much for watching, guys. The Pace's look at the Murloc Shock deck. The first couple of games went fairly well for us. Unfortunately, the last game did not go so well. But overall, I think it's a pretty good deck. It could definitely use some tweaking. I'm not sure the biggest thing. It's one of those decks where you're winning early to mid game, or you're kind of out of luck. And that last game, we were just kind of out of luck. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe. And as always, keep watching and keep owning.